Would you like me to translate that for you? It's like, could you, would you, in a train, could you, would you, on a plane. You guys have been a lot of fun at me and Coburn. Thank you very much. We'll keep the show moving along. Before we do, I remind you, please keep your table talk down to a minimum so you don't disturb the action of the people around you and you have much more fun yourself. With that out of the way, you guys ready for your next act tonight? Ready for it?
Oh, yeah!
All right, you guys are very funny, gentlemen. Comes us all the way from Chicago. You've seen him on various television programs or colleges across America as well as clubs. Please welcome the very funny Charley Warady. Keep it up for Charley Warady. How are we doing? Good? Yes, yes. Everybody have a good week? Okay, a bitter crowd. That's good. That's good. Everybody looking forward to a good weekend? Man, you guys are just pissed off. That's good, that's good. Kind of a night. It was raining today, though, but, you know, weather's finally getting nice, huh? But plus, how many people like me hate winter? 3, 4. I do, I hate winter, and I'm from Chicago. Of course, you know what? I mean, you know, being from Chicago, we didn't have it that bad this year, did we? Winter wasn't bad. There was one week in February where it was like 35 below zero with the wind chill, right? And that's cold. I mean, I don't care where you're from, that's cold. I'll tell you one good thing about that, though. During that week and a half when it was so bitterly cold, a friend of mine was in town from Arizona. Yeah, he walks into my house, he goes, God, is it fucking cold? I said, yeah, but it's a dry cold. Because people from warm climates make me nuts. They irritate me, they bother me. It's like, I've got cousins out in Los Angeles. They're always calling me up, God, Charlie, how can you live in Chicago? It gets so cold there. Yo, well, you know what? It gets cold in Chicago. I put on a coat. What do you wear for mudslides, fires, and earthquakes? I mean, as cold as it gets in Chicago, I know that when I wake up in the morning, my house is going to be on the same block it was when I went to sleep. I'll tell you what's starting to irritate me about living in Chicago, though, is the crime is starting to get to me a little bit. Well, they keep stealing the radio out of my car. You know, like, take the whole goddamn car. The radio's the only thing worth something. And they keep taking the radio. So I finally figured it out. What I did is I bought a new radio. I had it installed. But I made up this little sign. It said, don't even bother. The radio's broken. And I left it on the dashboard. You know, well, I leave the car. I come back 2 hours later. Window is smashed. The place where the radio used to be is another note that says, don't worry about it. We'll get it fixed. Heck, pissed me off. What's your name? Stacy? Stacy. No, the only reason why I said something is because since I've been up here, Stacy's been looking at me like I'm a refugee from a Hair Club for Men commercial. It's not true. This is all mine. No, it's all mine. And I'm 39 years old. Yes, yes. Grew up in the 60s and 70s. Thank you very much. When drugs were still good for you. You could earn frequent flyer miles without ever leaving your living room. Yeah. 39 years old. Flat broke. Drive a 79 Gremlin. But I got all my own hair. And that's what's really important. At least that's what my mom says, because she's bald. Moms are great, aren't they? Moms know everything, don't they? Yeah, see, ask them, they'll tell you. They do too. They know the future, they know the past. They can tell you with just one word that they have solved the world's most complex problems. And that word is, see? Right? Everybody say it like your mom, come on. See? See, amazing. It doesn't matter where you go, the whole world over, it sounds the same. It's like, see? And it happens that way your whole life, too. It did with me. Like when I was a little kid playing in the house, eventually you fall down, but when you're a little kid, you don't just fall down. You find that one sharp corner of the coffee table to fall into. So I go running, screaming at my mom, holding my head, bleeding. She looks at me and she goes, see? Yeah, thanks for the nurturing, Mom. And even after that, got into high school, got my driver's license, 16 years old, 23 years ago. I'm cruising along, I got Bay City Rollers on the 8-track, rolling a joint in my lap. I rear-end the car in front of me. Well, I'm pissed. I get out of the car, slam the door, I walk up to the car in front of me, my mom's head pops out the window. See? And even after that, went off to college. Didn't want to go to college. I just, wanted to get a job or something, but she made me go. She said I would have killed her if I didn't. So I went. I flunked out. Yeah, she got my report card. She looked at it, I looked at her, I went, see? She said, no F's. That's the problem. My mom's getting a little older now, you guys. And you know how people are once they start to age a little bit, they're less likely to accept new things. What I'm getting at is, my brother and I just bought a new phone for my mom. It's got speed dial. You know what I'm talking about, where you program in the numbers and then you just have to press one button and you get the phone number you want? She didn't know what the hell to do with this. So we actually went over to her house and programmed it for her. Now she doesn't know any goddamn phone numbers. Yeah, it's like I called her up just a few weeks ago. I wanted my aunt's phone number out in LA. She tells me 3. So try. So now she knows how to program it herself. She's gone nuts with this thing, over the deep end. I mean, she has every number she has ever known in her entire life programmed into this phone. She's got 911 down to one number. Yeah, she was walking down the street, downtown Chicago. She witnessed a mugging. She screams out, quick, somebody call 5. I heard this story, I started laughing. I said, Mom, 5? I mean, at least if you're going to do it, make it like 9. She said, the woman was getting mugged. Why would she want to call your sister? Because my mom is a typical Jewish, Irish, Italian, black mother. We've all got. There's really no difference. She's short and round and ready to inflict guilt at the drop of a hat. Because that's what it's all about, right? Guilt. And that's what makes the world go round, is guilt. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, black, white, Jewish, Catholic. I mean, the only difference between being Jewish and being Catholic is that if you're Jewish, you're born with guilt. If you're Catholic, you got to go to school for it. Got some Catholic school graduates, I see, huh? Yeah, you guys are like, hey, got the scars to prove it. But I was born and raised in a typical, normal, American, dysfunctional family like the rest of us. Dad went off to work and Mom told us to leave her alone and go watch TV. And we did. Yeah, but you can't do that these days. No, because these days there's too much violence on TV. That's what we're always hearing about, is all this violence. They've got a special commission investigating this violence. I guess there wasn't as much when I was a kid. Of course, I remember when I was a real little kid, my oldest brother took a bath towel and tied it around his neck to make it look like a cape, goes outside, climbs up on top of the garage roof thinking that he's Superman, jumps off and breaks his leg. Now, is this because of TV? No, it's because he's fucking stupid. He's lying on the ground. My mom comes out, looks at him, points and goes, you guys were there. But it's true, you think about it, we didn't blame TV back then. You do now, though. Sure, now we blame TV for everything, every little thing that goes wrong. It's like, I don't know if you read about or heard about this little kid last year, burnt down his own house. And when he asked why he burnt down his own house, he said it was because of something he saw on Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, so now because of this one dumb little shit, after every episode of Beavis and Butthead, they have to run a disclaimer saying this isn't real. Are we all this stupid? But it makes you wonder, it really does, because also last year they came out with this movie called The Program. And in this movie there's a scene in it where these guys lie down in the middle of an expressway. I guess it's some kind of a macho thing. Did I mention the fact that this is a movie? Yeah, because in real life, some guys actually tried this and got run over. What are the odds? this. You know, but because of these geniuses, they have to take this entire scene out of the movie before they put it on the video. And we have just totally lost grips between reality and fantasy. We just don't get it anymore. And when I was a little kid, I loved Bugs Bunny. To this day, I love Bugs Bunny. But I promise you that if I was ever held up at gunpoint, I would not smile and stick my finger in the barrel of the gun. It's not gonna happen. But we just don't get it anymore. You know, I'll give you a perfect example. There's a new show out on TV. I have not seen it myself, but I've heard the commercials for it on the radio. It's called Star Trek Voyager. Okay, the whole concept of this show is that it happens 500 years in the future, 70,000 light years off course. Okay, so you know two things right off the bat. Number one, this thing is being driven by a guy. And number two, his wife isn't with him. Yeah, because if she was, the whole show would be like, we're 70,000 light years off course. You think you can stop and ask for directions now? So that's reality. But we just don't get it anymore. You know, and we all know the reason for all this is that we're just suing each other for everything. You know, blaming each other and suing each other. We just got too many lawyers with time on their hands. Oh, we got a couple lawyers here? Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure that there's one or two that serve a purpose. I'm basically talking about these PI lawyers, you know, these personal injury attorneys, you know, like the ones that we see on TV all the time, late night, right? The ones that come out and go, we don't collect unless you do. Didn't I see this guy at the State Fair running the Tilt-A-Whirl? It's the same guy. I mean, it's true, though, because that's where all the money is made these days. These days, the most money you can make is you just got to figure out a way to get whacked. Let me explain. Rodney King just made $7 million because he's a Rhodes Scholar? No, because he got whacked. John Wayne Bobbitt. Making a fortune on the talk show circuit thinking about doing stand-up comedy. Because he's such a funny guy? No, because he got whacked. Nancy Kerrigan signs a multi-million-dollar deal with Disney, didn't even win a gold medal, but she got whacked. Bonnie Blair, who won more gold medals than any other American athlete ever, is sitting in Champaign, Illinois going, why didn't I get whacked? And now we got some spoiled brat who was over in Singapore, comes home and is due to make $2 million because he's such a cute kid? No, because he got whacked. I want to get whacked. The pain goes away, but the money lasts for so long. Of course, there's another way you can do it. If you don't want to go that route. You just got to figure out a way to be really, really stupid. Let me explain. An old woman pulls into a drive-thru. Oh, see, some of you know where I'm going with this already. Orders a cup of coffee. Puts it between her legs. Drives off, spilling it on her thighs, burning them. Sues McDonald's for $2 million. And wins. You guys, it's no longer our faults for being dumb shits. And that's okay. That's okay. I can play the game as long as I know the rules. Next time I get pulled over for speeding, I'm suing General Motors. I wouldn't have been speeding if the car didn't go so fast. It's true, though. I mean, it's just, it's out of control. It really is. I mean, these days, we're suing each other just because we live a double standard. You know, like, for instance, if you're a woman and you have a guy for a boss, and he says to you, I'm going to take you to dinner and then sleep with you. And that's sexual harassment. Of course, if you're a guy and you've got a woman for a boss, and she says to you, I'm going to take you to dinner and then sleep with you, that's a perfect date. Of course, if you're a guy and you got a guy for a boss and he says to you, I'm going to take you to dinner and then sleep with you, that's something you're not telling anybody about. Then again, if you're a woman and you've got a woman for a boss and she says to you, I'm going to take you to dinner and then sleep with you, that's a movie I rented last week. Of course, if you want to believe this new majority that we just voted into Congress, they'll have us believe that all of our problems could be solved if we just went back to family values. Family values. Man, I guess what they're talking about is what we used to watch on TV. You know, Donna Reed, Leave It to Beaver, the Brady Bunch. Yeah, right, yeah. Did your mom ever greet your dad at the door wearing a house dress, high heels, and pearls, handing him a martini, asking him how his day was? Mine didn't. No, my dad would walk through the door, my mom would scream out, you wouldn't believe what your kids did today! He'd beat the shit out of us, we'd have dinner. Family values, thanks a lot. I mean, look at who we're listening to these days, you know? God, it's just now that they want to... Wow. It's nice to have Bob Dole in the audience. Thanks for coming. Hope you have a good campaign. Man, they want to repeal the assault ban weapon. The assault weapon ban. Yeah. Because you don't want to just shoot the intruder, you want to shoot everybody near him. I got a better idea. Why don't we just go back to the old guns and learn how to fucking aim? It's just my opinion. Well, I guess you agree then, you know, with the KKK, I mean the NRA. I'm sorry. I always get those two confused. It's the KKK that wears the pointy hats and the NRA with the pointy heads.
We got a sheet for you tonight, too.
Evidently a Rush Limbaugh supporter also, I guess, huh?
Profit rush.
Man. I think the funniest thing that could happen would be for Rush Limbaugh to have a heart attack and the attending physician be Dr. Kevorkian. But anyway. So how are we doing tonight? Good? Things were so much easier when I was a kid. I mean, just to get, you know, going through high school, Jesus, then, I mean, the biggest problem that you had back then was just dating, you know? And guys, for the guys, what was the worst thing about dating, guys? I mean, besides not getting laid. Bob's back here going, that's it. Yeah, I'll tell you, the worst thing for me about dating in high school was just having to go over to the girl's house to pick her up, because then you'd have to meet the parents. And I always hated that. God, I hated that. Man. Because what would always happen to me is that I'd walk up to the door, ring the doorbell, father would open up the door, I'd walk in, mother would be standing there, hands on her hips, looks at me, looks at her husband, and goes, see? Because guys, we got it tough in high school. We got to go through a lot of abuse. I mean, I remember one time I told my girlfriend that if she ever left me, I would never have a relationship with anybody ever again. She said, that's a poor excuse for the inevitable. Bitch. Yeah, but finally you get out of high school and you go off to college or whatever. You know, eventually you get a job, you get your own place to live, you hit the workforce, and the bar scene, singles bars, Friday, Saturday night, I'd get all cleaned up, I'd go out to the bar, I'd have a few drinks, loosen up, after I'd already had a fifth at home. And you go and you have a few drinks and you get primed. Now, the definition of the word primed is that thin line between the ability and the inability to speak while keeping the spit in your mouth. So I'm primed, and I spot the most beautiful girl in the bar. It's like Stacy. I walk up to Stacy, I sidle up next to her, I order her a drink. 3 for me. I do this a couple more times until I finally get the nerve and I say, listen, I don't know you, you don't know me, and if I wasn't so bold, I wouldn't have the nerve to say it, but if your personality is half as beautiful as you are, you've got to be an incredible person. You say we get out of here. Go to someplace quiet, my place, where you can talk to me and I'll just listen. Yeah, right. Well, this is what I honestly believe is going from my head to my throat and out my mouth. When in actuality, I'm standing there drunk, drooling on myself, going, you don't know you and I don't know me. And if you had half a personality, you'd be beautiful. What do we say I get out of here? Go to someplace quiet. Your place. Where I can drink for free and quit your bitching. And I can never understand why I always wake up alone. Because, man, getting drunk in bars, huh? The good old days. Yeah. Anybody like me and wake up in the morning wondering how the hell you got heel prints on the backs of your hands? Just me, thanks a lot. Anybody ever get so drunk that you don't remember what you did the night before? Yeah, see, it's so funny. You look around the room, here's where all the women turn around and go, yes, you have, you son of a bitch. That used to happen to me all the time. I mean, all the time. Yeah, until finally a friend of mine said, Charlie, have you ever made love to an 85-year-old toothless woman? I said, not a chance. He said, how do you know? I said, oh, shit. I didn't stop drinking, but I stopped going to bingo on Thursday nights. That's a dangerous place. Ladies, have you ever gotten so drunk that you've actually convinced yourself that there's a definite resemblance between your husband and Mel Gibson? Never got that drunk, huh? Look at the ladies over here looking at me like there ain't enough booze in this state. That's nice, nice. Guys, on the other hand, guys, have you ever gotten so drunk that in the morning you can't remember the name of the girl you're sleeping with? And it's your wife? Joe, see, now you turn against me. Yeah, now I'm getting looks from the ladies like, if my husband ever did that, that'd be grounds for divorce. Yeah, well, there's lots of things that should be grounds for divorce. Not necessarily are, but should be. Like, for instance, guys, does your wife get mad at you when you put a Tampax up each nostril and want to play Walrus Man Chases the Mermaid with the one-eyed whale? That's grounds for divorce. Or ladies, does your husband use your diaphragm as a candy dish for when company comes over? Or guys, does your female counterpart insist on singing every goddamn song on the radio while you're trying to drive? And you look over and realize she really does sound like Joe Cocker? Or ladies, does your husband steal your credit cards and take them to the handle of the vacuum cleaner knowing you'll never find them there? Just wondering. Guys, does your wife use your razor on her legs without telling you? So that when you go in the bathroom and shave, you come out and your face looks like you've been playing goalie for a dart team? Or ladies, does your husband have a pet name for you that he insists on using in public? Even after you've explained to him that while it may be very flattering in private, some people may misunderstand being called slut queen? It's grounds for divorce. I know these things because I'm married. And I've been married for quite a while now, and everything changes after you're married. Everything changes. The first thing I realized after I got married was that finally single women wanted me. Yeah, it's like now I could be standing in a bar and the most beautiful woman you could ever imagine will walk up to me, strike up a conversation, and eventually will come the inevitable question. So, are you married? Because it's tough. I mean, it's real tough. You want to be honest, but it's not easy. It's like when something like this happens, I just want to grab this vision by the arm, take her home with me, stand her up straight in front of my wife, point at her and go, see? And my wife gets dressed to go to bed. And I'm not talking Victoria's Secret, Fredericks of Hollywood, baby doll nighty type thing. No, that was over after we got married. As a matter of fact, that pretty much ended right after the honeymoon. Yeah, I'm talking Eddie Bauer Arctic dog sled through the tundra gear. What the hell is this? I'm sleeping naked next to Nanook of the North. And then there's kids. Have we got any kid owners here? Yeah. We have two. We've got two daughters. And the oldest one is already 10. The youngest one is 7. And I know that all too soon they're going to grow up and I'm going to have to explain to them the concept of guys and dating and things like that. I mean, I know I'm going to have to be the one to do it. I can't trust their mother to do it. She fell for my shit. But having kids is great. I mean, I really get into it. I watch them play with each other, and it's just, they get along really well, so it's neat. I'm sitting in the living room, I get jealous. It's what it is. I want to be a kid again, and I just can't pull it off. Not for lack of trying. Yeah, it's like the other day, I came out of the bathroom with my pants down around my ankles. I said to my wife, honey, come look, I made a poop. Yeah, she didn't think that was cute. I guess there's just a couple years differentiating adorable from disgusting, you know? So I tried the more subtle approach. The other day, in the bathroom with the door still closed, I screamed, I'm done! I'm gonna die before anybody came in to wipe me. But I'll tell you what I'm really looking forward to. What I'm really looking forward to is getting old. I mean old, ancient old, archaic old. Because then you can get away with murder. And why? Because you're old. I mean, I want to be able to get on the expressway, zip into the left-hand lane, slow down to 35, and leave my blinker on for 150 miles. You can do that when you're old. I want to get on a crowded elevator, pass gas and giggle. He does that now, doesn't he? You do that now, don't you? I want to watch my grandchildren drive my kids so crazy that they're pulling out their hair, where I could stand by, watch the whole thing, point, smile, and go,